In Washington this morning, lawmakers are trying to tap into a spirit of cooperation. Pope Francis used those words yesterday when he called for members of Congress to work together. House Speaker John Boehner couldn't hide his emotion when the Pope entered the Capitol. For the Speaker, a Catholic and former altar boy, those tears carried over from the speech into the House chamber and then to the Capitol balcony. CBS News political director and moderator of Face the Nation, John Dickerson, will speak to Boehner on Sunday. And John joins us now from Washington. Good morning.
Good morning, Nora.
John, we know that John Boehner is given to tears at times, but this was certainly a big moment for him, certainly yesterday. I know he's your guest on Sunday. Do you think it ends up having an impact, though, on the fights that are ahead?
Well, I think who knows what the Holy Father did to stir the hearts of the audience privately, but I don't think as a political matter there's any evidence that he did anything to change basically the state of play here in Washington in terms of both sides and the way they look at the issues here. So I'm afraid there's not going to be a lot of progress on the actual business of politics. It
was a great day for Speaker Boehner, though, who's been inviting popes to come to Washington for, about 20 years, I think.
Yeah, I mean, a signature achievement of his career, as Nora mentioned, the altar boy from Reading, Ohio. And it's funny the way in which, maybe this is true of all of us, the Pope brings us back to our early Catholic experiences. Boehner refers to himself as the little Catholic boy like me. I think his whole life was encapsulated in that moment in some ways. But he had the high and the low yesterday, spending time with the Pope and then 3 hours with those conservatives who are giving him a lot of trouble on trying to keep the government open and funded when money runs out at the end of September.
Well, let's talk about what's happening in the Republican field right now. Have we hit oversaturation with Donald Trump? It looks like the polls, they're not as favorable as they have been to him in the summer.
They are not, but he's still ahead of the polls. What we've seen is he has kind of wobbled a little at the top. Ben Carson has done the same. Carly Fiorina is on the rise. Marco Rubio a little bit on the rise. But Donald Trump is still at the top. But he is. It's always a question whether the latest thing for him will be the troublesome thing. He hadn't dropped terribly after the last debate. Now Marco Rubio is taking some shots at him. So it's a new passage here to see if Trump can stay on top.
Well, I know you'll have it all, John Dickerson. Thank you. That's Sunday on Face the Nation. You can watch John's interview with House Speaker John Boehner. He'll also be talking with Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders.